JP Alexander for the Rabid Dogs Unleashed. Today is Monday, January 24th, 2022. And I'm going to be talking about a movie I saw today. I wanted to see it for the last couple of weeks. It was called American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story about Kurt Warner, American Underdog. Anyway, I wanted to see this movie for the last couple of weeks, and today I went online and the movie theater into my house, and I bought a ticket, and I went in and, showed my stub on my phone, went in there. It was only me and four other people in the whole movie theater. I had a reserved seat, sat in my seat, leather seat, beautiful, put my big ass soda in the cup holder, which was like this fucking big. You could have fit like you could have fit a garbage can in there. That's how big it was. And I put my seat back, took my shoes off first, and just relaxed. And almost fell asleep. Wanted to fall asleep, but the the coming attractions were so loud that they blew me. I couldn't fall asleep. And then when the movie came on, it was too low because there wasn't a bunch of special effects. I guess special effects, they ramp up the the volume really high so you could be amazed at the special effects. This is more of a thinking person adult film. You gotta watch it and pay attention to characters. I've always liked Kurt Warner. This is not really about his life, his professional football life. This is more about his relationship with his wife and his path to the NFL, to become an American underdog. And it starts when he's in college. He played for North Iowa State, or the actual. Where's the actual? Let me see. Kurt Warner. He played for what? He played college for Northern Iowa. He was not undrafted in 1994. And in the film, he's played by Zachary Levi, who was in, if you remember, the show Chuck, kind of funny show. He plays good. He reminds me of like a younger Kurt Warner. And he was good in the role. His wife's played by Anna Paquin. Plays his the girl who becomes his wife in this film. She was really good. Dennis Quaid plays Dick Vermeil, who was the coach of the St. Louis Rams. He was really good. Chance Kelly plays Mike Mars, which is the offensive coordinator for the Rams, who also was very good. Great cast here. Adam Baldwin, I liked really. Adam Baldwin, not one of the Baldwin brothers, but was starred opposite Zachary Levi in Chuck. He plays his college coach. He plays a really good role. I like that role. Bruce McGill, who you remember from Animal House and 1,000 other films, character actor. He plays Jim Foster, the coach for the Iowa Barnstormers, an arena football league team Kurt Warner played for. And it's just a really good cast, and it was a good movie. I'm going to give it thumbs up right now. I'm going to say it's a fantastic film. I liked it a lot because I love Kurt Warner. I always thought he got the award the day he came out of nowhere. This is about his relationship with his wife, how he meets her, and her two kids. She's a single mom. She's divorced, and the father's not in the kid's life, and he becomes kind of their father. And he has adopted them in real life, and he had 5 other kids on top of her 2 kids, him and her. And he's painted a great guy in this film. They downplay, in real life, they're very religious, and his wife is very religious, I guess got him into religion. And here in this movie, they downplay that because, well, American public isn't very religious these days, I guess. I'm assuming, if you got too much God talk, God forbid you had God talk, people would not want to watch it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that was downplayed in this movie. But I know Kurt Warner does have you know more of a relationship with God than it's painted in this movie. But him and his wife do. And anyway, her son, her oldest kid, is legally blind. He's a little slow, and he's a little mentally challenged. And in this movie, uh, Kurt takes the boy under his wing, and it's just a beautiful story. How he's such a great guy, and in real life, this is based on a true story, but I've heard this is pretty much accurate when it comes to that. A lot of other things like he played in the Amsterdam Admirals, which it doesn't show in this film. It kind of streamlines things that he's on a college team. He doesn't get drafted on draft day. He's trying to get drafted, and the two draft days he doesn't get drafted. Then the Green Bay Packers give him a $5,000 signing bonus, and he tries out for them. And the day he tries out, it really does paint a very dark picture of trying to try out for an NFL team. It really does, because he doesn't make the team and he gets cut immediately. $5,000 drawing bonus, and that's it. It's like $5,000 just for coming down and being rejected. But they have so much money they could do that. And then he goes off and works in I guess he works in a grocery store stocking shelves and just trying to make his NFL career come true, but it ain't coming true. And he gets an offer to play in the Iowa Barnstormers, which is an arena football league, which is a 50-yard field, and it's a much different game than football, but it's still passing, and he does very well. And that was actually some of the best scenes in the film when he was playing with those guys, because he was doing his best for a sport that necessarily he wasn't trained for, but that he rose up to the occasion and played really well on that. And I think it was great. His a friend from his college team was on that team. I don't know if he was in real life, but in this film he was. And his college roommate, and as I said, Bruce McGill from Animal House plays a great coach. He's just it's just a different league when you play for the Iowa Barnstormers, I guess. Than you know. Anyway, he led his team to the big game, I guess the Super Bowl of the Arena Football League, and he lost by one play. He almost won, he lost, and then the Rams came calling, and he was a backup for the Rams, and the coach liked him, played by Dennis Quaid, and the assistant coordinator really didn't, because he wanted him to rise up to the occasion and show he could do it, because the NFL is tough. It's tough because you get paid a lot of money. You better be good, and it's tough. And he came, I guess he was 27, 28 when he was 29? No, 28, I guess, when he was a rookie. And so after college, he probably spent 6 years not in the NFL, trying to make the NFL. And finally, they gave him a chance with the Rams, and he's back up. And then I guess in a preseason game, Trent Green, their starting quarterback, got hurt. He came in, and everybody knows the story. He led, he won the first game. He led the Rams to the Super Bowl, and he won a Super Bowl in his first year. It's amazing, amazing. And this is definitely an underdog story of somebody who rose to the occasion and drew his career. It didn't go into the rest of his NFL career. It just showed that, and it kind of ended. It kind of had little captions of what happened. It explained what happened after that. But what happened after that was he played for the Rams a couple more years, got into one more Super Bowl, didn't win that one, but played well for the Rams, and then he was benched for this other starting quarterback because he was never really truly respected his whole career because of his, I guess, pedigree, the college he went to, or what have you. So he was finally left there, and he went to the New York Giants for 1 year, and it was supposed to be his team, but they drafted Eli Manning that same year, and Kurt Warner went 4-3. They benched him, and Eli Manning, he came in and lost every game except one, and they ended up 5-11, missing the playoffs. He left after 1 year in the Giants because it was just a bad taste in his mouth, and I could see why. He went to the Arizona Cardinals. Again, he started, then they benched him for Leonard. Matt Leonard played like shit. They benched Matt Leonard. They brought him back in. He led him to a Super Bowl and lost by one play, one stupid play, and he would have won the game there and won the Super Bowl for yet another team. And he finally retired after 12 NFL seasons, and now he's in the Football Hall of Fame, and he's a commentator now. And you could watch him commentating right now. And like I said, this is a really good. Out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 7.8 because I liked it. It's not perfect, of course not. There's some slow scenes, of course. It's a dramatization, whatever. It's not exactly how it happened in real life, but it's close enough to it. And I think it's just a great feel-good story. It is. It's a feel-good story. At the end of it, you feel good for him, and they show pictures of the real Warner family after this, and he's got 7 kids now. The 2 he adopted with Brenda, and 5 new other ones ever since the last 20 years. And he's just a great guy. He's just a great guy who got the chance and rose up to the occasion, and played great football. And I happen to think one of the great football players in the last quarterbacks in the last 20 years. I think I put him up there with a Tom Brady, with a Drew Brees, with a Peyton Manning, with a Aaron Rodgers. I put him up there with all them. Uh, and a film like this makes me think there's chances for a film about Doug Flutie, another underdog story. These are quarterbacks who want to play the game, who play really well, but who don't get the chance because of they didn't go to the right college or what have you. But the scene, like I said before, with the Green Bay Packers was just so. I mean, again, not to spoil anything, but this story's already a true story, so you can read up on it. But I'm not sure what happened. But if you don't, want to watch spoilers, just turn it off now, I guess. But whatever. He goes for the tryouts for the Green Bay Packers, and the coach goes, "Come on, it's your turn to." And he goes, "Oh, I don't know the playbook. I just got it. Yesterday, whatever. Give me. I'll study it all night. I'll play tomorrow." And then the guy just goes to another quarterback and then calls him in the office later on, and he cuts him because it's like, this is the NFL. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. You get the playbook now. You got to learn it as fast as you can learn it, and you got to be ready to go on the field when they tell you to go on the field. It's just a depressing scene, but I guess he wasn't ready then, and when he was ready, boy, was he ready. And it's just a good, feel-good story, and we don't have those anymore. There's no car, was it? Chases. It's just a guy like a lot of us who have a dream, and he can barely make ends meet in the beginning, and he has to take whatever job he can get to try to follow his dreams. And he's doing what a man does, and he stood up to be a great father and husband to somebody who, let's face it, you're in your 20s, you're a divorced mother of 2. You're not going to get a lot of guys knocking on the door, and Kurt was there, and a hell of a guy. And I always knew that about him, and that's why when this film came out, I had to see it. I'm glad I did. Again, 7.8 out of 10. Great, good film, really good film. Not a classic, but the films that come out in January, come Oscar time, they're gonna remember this. Are they you gonna think about it? And look at the cast. It wasn't really a big budget film, but I'm glad they made it. And I've seen interviews with Kurt Warner and Zachary Levi, who plays him, and I think everybody did a good job in it. And I recommend the movie to people who want to sit down and watch a movie and pay attention to adult characters talking like adults about adult themes. No fucking stupid webs and flying around and special effects and things banging against big tank banging you elbowing the no, and not some little 90-pound girl beating the shit out of a 250-pound guy. No, none of that. There's no car accidents in this. There's no explosions in this. There's no, you know, big. There's no guns in this. It's just a true story about somebody who a lot of us know and respect, and I found myself going, oh, I didn't know that about Kurt Warner, even though I thought I knew a lot about Kurt Warner, a lot of things I didn't, and I'm glad, I saw this film, and I'm going to recommend it to people. Again, if you want to sit back, get a seat, get the nice reclining seat, get a big fucking trough of cola, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever. I got Pepsi Zero, I guess, or whatever. Put it in a big, huge trough. Get a big popcorn, whatever. I don't eat popcorn, so I didn't. I just had the soda. Put your seat back, take your shoes off, and watch and enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, I'm sorry. But if you like sports, Invincible is a film about this guy who played for the Philadelphia Eagles, starring Mark Wahlberg. That's a good film that's compatible to this film. Two good films, not earth-shattering, not fantastic, not going to be up there with the classics, but entertaining films. Believe me, this film is more entertaining than half the shit I want to see. These 2.5 hour long Spider Man, Ant Man, Douche Man, Wall Man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's next? I don't know. How many? Mighty Mouse. I mean, how many do we have to have any more? I guess so, because they sell really well. This I don't think is going to have as big a box office as those films, but I think this is more, like I said, an adult movie, and if you're an adult, you should be seeing this. You shouldn't be seeing those Marvel films for kids. Just my opinion. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Go see it. I think it's a good movie. And while I'm at it, let me draw another plug for a show I'm not going to probably review. Afterlife on Netflix. For all the times I put on a show on Netflix and had to, after 20 minutes, I shut it off because I'm like, I don't like the way this is going. Afterlife is something I've seen. The third season just has come out. It stars Ricky Gervais, the man whose wife died, and he's trying to deal with her death. He lives in this little English town, and I think it's a good, a series. And I watched the 3 years of it, and the third year just ended. I think it's the final year, and I think it's a good. I've said to people in my family, go watch this. A series. You got Netflix. Instead of putting on all the garbage that's got, this is just, again, just adults being adults, no special effects, no big explosions, just a guy who lost his wife and he's trying to cope with life after that, and it's upsetting, but it's real and it's good. It's probably one of the best things I've seen on Netflix. Again, not earth-shattering, but just a good sit down, watch it, pay attention to it, follow the characters, and enjoy. And another movie I'm going to plug right now, I'm going to do a review on it eventually. I just don't want to get into it now, is Death Wish 3. Really want to watch. I was reminded of it again. It came out in 1985, so it's an old film. If you ever had reservations about seeing a Death Wish film, Death Wish 1 was good. 2, I haven't watched that in years, but 3 was probably the most over the top, ridiculously so bad it's good film. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna, before I do my full review of it, I'll just say, if you have the chance to watch this, watch it. And that's all I gotta say about that right now. So this has been JP Alexander for the Underdog Unleashed. Until the next time, ciao. Oh, what am I doing? I'm lost. Please, somebody help me find myself. Oh, I'm in my house. Ciao.